This is the video for routine 103 of the headings game. Starts by setting the X position to 10, color to 0 which is black, and a value for A and B that refer to positioning of things. They'll be used later. Sets the font to bold 14 point, and then for I of 0, and we didn't highlight in green where it's going to end up. It's way at the end. This I is going to change for each one of the 6 boxes. It's going to go around for each of the green boxes at the bottom where the options are selected. It sets tall to 104, wide to 140, the Y position to 3 plus the B value, so here it was 300, so it'd be 303. Sets the color to green. It's going to make the green box, and here it does. Does rectangle fill of the green box, which is 104 tall and 140 wide. As soon as it makes the box, it says that box is a rectangle that's clickable, and its click number is 10 plus I. And immediately after that, it checks to see did somebody click in the box at 10 plus I. If they didn't, goes to DJ, and we'll see what later on that means. It just goes to the next box. It wasn't clicked. If it was clicked, it says set the value of K as if there was 1 column and 5 rows. So that value of K is going to go from 0 to 4, telling us which one of the 5 options in the green box they clicked on. Then it saves that value they clicked on in picked-y. Then it's going to skip on the value that we're in. Which one of the boxes are we doing? And it has a separate routine for each one of them. And here it'll either go to DC, DD, all the way down to DH, depending on which the value of I, which is which green box it is. Now I've highlighted the next section of the routine. Here are those places where it went from that skip. It went here and set the background, or it went here and set the fill type, or here it set the option number, then the tall and wide option, the movement option, or the extra option. And each time after it did that, it went to DJ, which is right down here. Now I've highlighted the rest of routine 103. It starts out setting tall to 20, the Y value to picked Y plus I. That's for this green box. Multiply that by 20. Add to it the Y value 3 plus B, make the color brown at 740, and make the rectangle. I'm going to go to the application to show you what it was doing. It's making these brown boxes inside the green box. In other words, it's like it's highlighting those answers in brown. Back to the program. Once it's done that, it sets the color to black, adds 3 to the X value, and changes the Y value back to just being B. Sets L to the value in A, and then if the value of I is not equal to 2, it goes to DL. Otherwise, it resets the pointer of L to the text it's going to show. Down here it's going to show the text at offset L. It changes it because the one option creates other options. Let's go and look and see what I mean. The fill type here, when it changes the options over here. If it were tile, it's tile color. If it's motion, it's these options. If it's red, it's these options, and so forth. That is what it's doing. It's saying here, if it's the 2, that green box, then the text is going to change. Well, the next thing it does is puts the text in the box. It says for J of 1 to next J6, it's going to start putting text in there. Well, that's going to be 6 times it goes around. It goes around once to put the heading in there, and then once for each of the name of each of the 5 options. Each time changing the value of L. Well, we could go to the text. We could go to page text, and this is in page A, and here is all that text, and the lines are 128 offset apart. Alright, so that's where the text is, and that's where it's getting it and putting it here. Then the next thing it does is it says if show answer is not equal to a 1, go to DI, goes down here to DI, and doesn't do this part of the instructions. Well, this part is where it shows the answer. Sets T to 20, Y to 141, adjusts the X position and also the Y position based on what the answer is, multiplies it by 20. Again, it's like when the brown box got moved to the correct option. Now it has to move that to the correct option. Adds 304 to Y, sets the color to red, the quill value to 1, which isn't a very wide line, and then does the rectangle draw. Then it sets X back to what it had been before it adjusted it up here. Well, let's see what it was doing. Here, when we toggle on and off the answer, we see it puts a red box around the answer. Alright, this is the end of routine 103 for the headings game.